Fired for challenging him to a fight after he said at the police. That is not how it's supposed to go. Give me a break already. That's right. This whole half hour we're going to be covering a cop that something that happened December last year. Cop fired over the train at a traffic stop while it's already illegally threatened to blow up a school. So that's how it happened. The video right there, that posted on YouTube, already had 1.5 million views. So we got fired for challenging a team to a fight. What was it? I mean, okay. You want to challenge someone to a fight after someone said at the police? That is not expressing freedom of speech, which I should change the title to for this Give Me Rick episode called Expressing Your Freedom of Speech. I mean, most people like express their freedom of speech because of their rights. Most people, when they say at the police, they're like, well, you're just protecting us. Well, that's true, but mostly they're not. Let's listen to this. Let's see this article right. Let's see some of the segments right here. We're going to read some of the quotes from HuffingtonPost.com. James Sinners, formerly the Social Circle Police Department, was reviewed off duty Thursday afternoon. A March November 23rd traffic stop, the town's police chief confirmed. So the video right there, I'll put the link in the description, which says, cop fired to challenge the team to the fight yelling at the police. And who said at the police, you might ask? His name is Brandon Hughes. Sanders knows it. He was in court. And this is one of the quotes. If you want to F the police, I'm right here. I'm giving you every opportunity to F me up. Come on. So guess what? An anonymous caller alerted the town's police to Sanders' behavior. Very good show. And get this. 3 years ago, he was written up after allegedly threatened to send ethics to staff of the local high school, use a taser on the school's administrator of the local building. That's what the Wall Street Tribune said. And this is what the chief said. Even if it's playing or not, you don't do anything like that. Police are here to protect us, not make threats. Except for if you don't give me the ID, if you don't show me your ID, or you don't do this and that, you're going to be going to jail. Sanders did not want to talk to Huffington Post on Monday, but he told CBS 46 that he's appealing his termination. And if you're going to change.org, I'm going to read you the letter. Read your sample. Today, we write this petition and ask everyone to join together to bring him back. He deserves better. A community that deserves better. Today's petition today is that we may share our voice, that we stand with Sanders. It's in hashtag, stand with Sanders. Let me read you this sentence right here. As of December 1st, 2016, a very much respected and well-known individual in the social circle community was fired from his position as a police officer. He was fired for what the city manager claims to be conduct unbecoming. A young man passing Sanders traffic stop the other profane words, F the police. Upon requesting the individual, Sanders asked the young man to own up his actions, speak with integrity. he was assaulted, though, is this young man's action. It was unfair that he is the individual who suffers the most. Somehow, this was reviewed and turned out over the city manager, who claims that Sanders taunted the young man and somehow ultimately inferred with the agency was being able to effectively do its job. Excuse me. Jim Sanders is an individual who solely acts and technically protect and serve his community, an individual who is an integral part of the social circle. That's fine. That's good. Okay. And this is what Brittany White. She created the petition. She said, in no instance should anyone joke about such extreme things. However, his words were taken out of context and were not even reported until several weeks later. She emailed it. She further expressed distrust for the town police chief, who she believes is not holding his officers to equal standards. This is what she said. I'm questioning actually the entire department and city are truly following through the same level of consequence in all cases. Now, the article pointing to the video is the driver was, I don't know what this driver was wearing a red jacket and was African American. I want to be racist. The guy named excuse me. The guy's name was Brandon Hughes. He was the one yelling at the police, but he didn't give the bird to him and say at the police. But his partner was in the car. I don't know if his partner was in the car or was separately. When he said it was supposed to freedom of speech, so that kind of narrows it down. That's kind of expecting. And by the way, before we go to break, I want to let you know that we found another video that explains not him saying it to the police, but if you didn't remember, a few weeks ago we looked at flipping off cops. We found a video that he was arrested for disorderly conduct and for not following police orders, for refusing to give us an identification, which means I'll explain it to you. Okay, coming up. Says in the future to show cops ID because they think it's the law. Because if you're being charged for something, you can't show ID to being charged for something. Well, that's not the law. We'll explain. We'll have two cases of this example when we come back. Okay, before we go to the next story, I want you to let you know the letter to the city chief of police. It says, bring back Sanders. He is an integral part to our community and the social circle police force. We demand an alternative to level of consequence bestowed upon him, rather than suspension, temporary leave, or anything else, other than termination. He is the epitome of a servant to his community, enriching the lives of every individual he comes across. He deserves better. Our community deserves better. That's kind of like a bleeding letter to me, if you would say. And now on to our next topic. Do you think about showing cops ID, but you think it's the law that you can be charged that you can be charged and refuse to show ID? Our next topic is about two people who refused to show ID and got arrested. Now, if you live in the Bluff, for all South Texas out there, even people in Corpus and in the Bluff, you need to listen to this story. So stop what you're doing and pay attention. 3 years ago, this was in Waldron Road. She posted a video on YouTube, November 26, 2014, and this got 228,685 views. And it was on the Young Turks. This was on, mind you, this was on Waldron Road, which is where I live. As it happens, I know Waldron Road pretty well. I live here in the Bluff. But this is what happened. It was at Whataburger in the Bluff. Two people got in an argument. She filmed the encounter, and she said, "No, I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show you." And then Lockhart, 1064, and this is what she says: "I will give my ID unless being charged with something. It's not against the law to show ID if you're being charged with something." The cops want to know who you are. If you're a witness or a victim, you must show ID. If you refuse to show ID, you can be sent into jail for this stuff. You can be sent to jail. And if you want to interfere in an investigation, you go to jail for interfering in an investigation. Probably she does not understand that because she thinks it's against the law to not show ID. And this comment seemed interesting to me. Section 38.2, failure to identify. A person commits an offense if he intentionally refuses to give his name, residence address, or date of birth to a peace officer who has lawfully arrested. For the person information, police officer are trained to lie to you. That's what I found out in the YouTube comment. And that's very interesting. But she was involved in an investigation. If you're filming the cops, you've got to show your ID so that you can't get arrested. That's interesting. I mentioned this before the break. This was last year. This was May 28th of last year. For illegally filming the bird, this man was sworn by cops, assaulted, and arrested. He did not want to show his identification. He felt with the cop. He did not want to show his identification. After all that, he got arrested. Really. You're not supposed to be flipping on cops. You're supposed to be in the streets, it's fine, but still, give me a break already. That's the second person. That's person number 2 who was arrested for flipping on a cop. What I call disorderly conduct, meaning you're cussing in front of a cop. You're cussing at a cop. And this story right here will explain. The 3thoughtproject.com says it all. Caldwell Summer. A video submitted to the 3 Thought Project this week illustrates. His name was I.R. Prego. Just cut their temperature tantrum. His speech calls field officers, 2 officers. He called them 2 officers. This is what he said. I flipped him off as he was driving past me. I didn't notice this, but he turned around and parked until I came out of the gas station. So this was taking place at the gas station. He filmed the encounter. And this is right here. My ride showed up sick. And I'm getting into my car. I noticed the SUV almost ran me in the car. I get on my phone and immediately start recording. No more people don't do that kind of thing. Flip the bird. So obviously you need some help. Is this a cop? This is what the cop said. Sounds like you guys are infringing on my rights. Everyone knows enough about police interaction. That's the most important question. Am I being detained? Am I being detained? This and that. And this is what he asked. You need my ID? And the officer says, yes, I do. He said, I've not committed a single crime. This is what he said. I just want to make sure you're okay. False. This to be a false against the officer. He said, I'm fine. I don't need any help. Actually, I'm not okay. I have cops bothering me. And this is what the cop said. Give me your ID. Going to jail. So this is still a thing. If you are a witness or victim, you still have to show ID. Like, you should always have your identification right in the back of your pants. And if you want to show ID, that's up to you. But you must show ID. And the cops there, they do a good job of protecting us. Just give them a thumbs up when you drive by a cop. Just give them a thumbs up. And when you get pulled over, you say, I gave you a thumbs up because you're doing a great job in protecting us. And when they ask why, it's because I told you to do it. They come to me. I inspired people to tell the cops that they're doing a good job, which is fine, but it's the truth anyway. So anyway, back to this article. He said, what crime did I commit? He said, obstructing the way. That means obstructing an investigation. That's the same thing as what Linus Espinosa did. And that's what else. Apparently it's, oh, no, I know. And he was swearing for disorderly conduct. He was assaulted and arrested, brought to jail, and charged with disorderly conduct. Was he charged with, well, really, was he charged with obstructing delay? We don't know. But this is what Bruno tells Free Thought Project, that he was charged with disorderly conduct for bad gesture language. If you want to see the video, we want to see if we don't put the link in the description, which I haven't done in most videos, but I will try. And what about this? We have time for one more topic. Man dragged from car by cops, assaulted, taser, and pepper spray for loud music. That happened last year. I have not seen the video, but I think it's really funny. So again, freethoughtproject.com probably said this. It's not for that. Well, we're going to discuss this tomorrow. No. That's coming up Monday when we're going to talk about arrested for loud music. Really? That's Monday. I'll give you a break. So, flipping the bird, getting arrested. Who would have thought that? That's our time, so give me a break. Monday, we're going to talk about being arrested for loud music. Give me a break. Follow us on YouTube all around the world. I hope you have a good night and a good weekend. Stay safe, stay out of trouble.